got me a new toy. It's a Swiss Tech Kraftig. This is a survival bushcraft knife made by the company Swiss Tech. I can't really tell you where they're made at. I've heard Argentina, I've heard China, don't know. But I've got a few of their products and I don't have any issues with them. This is a D2 steel. Not my favorite steel, but it's supposed to hold an edge really, really well. I've only had experience with D2 once before, and that particular company did not do a good job of it. Let's hope this one here does. But this is their bushcraft survival knife. It's a big knife. It's about a 5-inch blade, 10-inch overall, I guess. Kind of stout and heavy. It's 3/16 inch thick. It's got a bow drill divot, so you can make friction fire. Just remember, if you do that, keep the knife in the sheath while you're doing it. It's a good way to get hurt. It has this some kind of polymer sheath. It's not Kydex. It's nice and sturdy. It goes in and out really easy. Secure. But I saw this and I just had to get it. I like slightly overbuilt knives, but I don't like big giant knives, and this kind of ticks off all the boxes. It's got a slight drop point to it, so it'll be good for opening up animal body. Good belly for skinning. Nice long flat edge for carving, whittling chores. Chopping. It's heavy enough that it'll do some light chopping. But we're going to put it to the test today. Going to play with it. It came out of the box just absolutely razor sharp. So I'm going to try to dull it and then resharpen it and see how it goes. I've heard D2 could be kind of chippy sometimes, but that's what I got it for. But for $39, can't go wrong. All right, let's go play with it. Now, I'm not a big fan of batoning knives. I usually don't do anything bigger than my wrist. But this is really stout. We're at least going to abuse it a little bit to make sure it'll hold up. Now, as you can see, I'll obviously do that with these. This feels so good in my hand, though. The contours are great. Got that. It's narrow, not round, but it's not flat either. It's contoured really well. So it really indexes terrific. I like that. Let's see how she feathers. Yep, feathers like any typical full flat grind. Does really well, actually. Yeah, does that chore just fine. No tip damage whatsoever. Got this dirty old rope that was down in the chicken coop. It's actually got all kinds of sand, dirt, and grit on it. That's that, no problem. Not going to sit and have you watch me cut this repeatedly over and over. I'm just trying to dull the blade a little bit. See if it's still shaving. Yep, still sharp so far. I haven't done a lot with it. Man, it's just going through that like butter. I'm not going to have you watch me cut this all up. It's going to take a while. We'll get back to you. Let's see if we can get this little piece of rope going. Yep. So you can use it with a ferro rod, even with that coating, which I can tell, it is taking the coating off right in that corner. But like I said, we're just testing to see how good the durability is. Bodil drivet works. Boy, that might be useful for an emergency, but it really tears it up in there. Well, I've been playing for a while. It's not quite cutting hair. Will it pass the paper test, though? Snagging a little bit. for the most part, that's still very, very sharp. I just want to see if hitting it on the strop will bring it back to a razor sharp. Yep, that's all it took. That is back to wicked sharp. It must have just been a little tiny roll at the very edge. Well, guess I got to keep playing with it. Well, I'm actually going to have to take a break from playing with it. I'm starting to get wore out. I can't say enough good about this. It's a fantastic knife. All it took to get the razor's edge back was just a little bit of stropping on a piece of leather. Even before that, it still cut really, really well. It wasn't like it was dull or anything. It just wouldn't shave hair. But you can tell the traction coating is wearing a little bit. Or not traction coating, tactile coating on. You can see where it's coming off a bit, so that'll eventually wear off. But it does a good job of helping prevent corrosion, so I don't mind it being there. It just makes it look ugly when it starts to come off. It did throw sparks. The balance of it, it's great all-around knife. It is a big knife. It's not like a little tiny bushcraft knife or a Mora or anything like that. It will way outperform those easily, but it's not so big that it's cumbersome or too heavy to carry. It makes an excellent camp knife, bushcraft knife, survival knife, probably be a really good hunting knife. The only thing I have a complaint about is those dang little liners there. They did start to hurt my hand a little bit, so I am going to pop these handles off, sand those down a little bit, and put it back together, and that should be about perfect. You know, first time I ever used the bow drill divot on a knife, because I always make bow drill handholds anyway, but I just wanted to test it, and I can tell that it's actually started to melt inside there. So that might be a neat little feature on a knife for a survival situation where you just absolutely positively need to use it once or twice. But I can see if you keep doing that, it's going to go all the way down to the metal. So not a totally necessary thing to have on a knife, but it's nice to have it there. Well, there you have it. That's the Swiss Tech. Dang, I can't remember the damn name now. Kraftig, yeah. Oh, it even says it right there in the back. But $39. There's not a chip in that edge whatsoever. I think I'm done hardcore abusing it. I'm just going to use it and use it. Might be a while till I actually have to put a stone to it, but I'll get back to you all and let you know how hard it is to resharpen once it actually gets dull, which I think with normal use might take quite a while, but I'm really liking this knife. All right. That's it for Dad Bod Bushcraft gear review for today. Your Dad Bod Bushcraft tip for the day is always keep a knee pad with you. This thing weighs nothing. It just absolutely weighs nothing, grams. When you get old and fat like me, when you got to get down on your knees, start a fire or anything like that, excellent to kneel on, keeps your knees in good shape. You can sit on it so your butt don't get dirty. If it's wet out, you put on a log, sit on it, and your butt won't get wet. You can fan your fire with it, get your fire going. You can fan yourself with it, cool off a little bit. Just, you can roll it up, use it for a pillow. There's so many uses for this. There's no reason not to have one. So get yourself one. John, out.